Christmas has come early in the hobbyist miner household. How early? 2 days early. 27 days ago, I ordered my IceRiver KS2, and I got a notification today that it was delivered 2 days early. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at my brand new KASPA miner. So the IceRiver KS2, man, I have been waiting for this 27 days, but who is counting? Still has the plastic on the power supply side here. Actually, the coloring looks a little bit different from the top here. Not sure if you guys can see it on the power supply, but not much to it. But let's go ahead and take a look. So we got our IceRiver KS2 sticker right here on the top. You have your typical IP report button that you do get with most ASIC miners. It says D1, D2. I think that's mostly just like your failure and your activity light. It does have an SD card slot for firmware updates and such. A reset button. There is an additional D3, D4 lights on here too, I'm not sure. An Ethernet port there, MAC address, on off switch. My Canon Avalon that I have from Crypto Miner Bros, I love the fact that it has a toggle switch. I wish all ASICs did. We have our C13, C14 plug here. It's crazy to think it only uses one. Just how many watts it uses. It's so minimal there, which is pretty crazy. We have our fan for our power supply, and then we also have a serial number information there. We have our fans directly in the front here, 2 of those, and just like your traditional ASICs, we have 2 more on the back. Other than that, there's not much really to it. I mean, it's an ASIC miner, right? But it's how it performs. How much KASPA it makes per day and how much it earns per day, that's really important. While we're waiting for this thing to go ahead and fire up, I wanted to talk about how much I paid for the unit. Well, back on November 1st, I purchased this unit from T-Swift. And if we look back on the first, KASPA was going for 5 cents. We were actually in this lull, this dip for KASPA. So I was able to go ahead and get my KS2 for $3,300 delivered directly to my door. Well, where's KASPA now? Well, at the time recording this, KASPA is up around just below 13 cents, and it had a massive spike almost up to 16 cents within the last few days. And the price of these units has gone up $2,000 since I ordered this 27 days ago. I'm gonna count myself lucky. So as DJ Mine says, I have the worst luck with ASIC miners. So I had a problem with my KS2. And not too long ago, I had a problem with my S19K Pro. And before that, my S19 XP. And it's like, man, what is going on? So I'll be totally transparent. It's been 2 days. Shirt's changed, as you guys can tell. Got my cool Cypherpunk 2023 shirt on. Anyways, so my KS2, I booted up. Factory stock, just the way it came. And great, it ran for like 30 minutes. I didn't change any of the pool settings or anything. Fine. I go ahead in and I change it to my pool settings and it just sits. And you can definitely tell because like the sound didn't change. It was still really high. And when I went to load the web GUI, the bar would go across like halfway. And that's it. So I tried to refresh, nothing. I tried different browsers, nothing. I restarted the unit, nothing. So finally there's like a reset button on the front. And I went through the reset process twice, still the same thing, you know, and I'm like, what do I do here? So I reached out to T-Swift, who huge shout out to T-Swift. If you guys are looking to purchase an ASIC miner, hit up T-Swift. I'll put a link down to him directly down below. I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical buying from someone on the internet versus like a company or brand, but I'm really happy I did. Things worked out awesome. And he came to the rescue here, especially when I had a problem. And I don't know what I would have done without him, because I was like spent by the time I reached out to him, told him what was going on. And he was actually, we fixed it in like 10 minutes. So the firmware it came with was a July firmware. And T-Swift provided me right to the link, which IceRiver doesn't really advertise, but right to IceRiver's September firmware. And I applied the September firmware and bam, we were off to the races. So I've been up and mining for about 2 days now, but I wanted to make sure everything was good to go before we continued today's video. All right, so let's start this video over here now that we got everything working, and let's get my KS2 configured. So the dashboard of the KS2 looks absolutely identical to all the other IceRiver series. So first thing what we're going to do is come in and go to miner settings. Now I cleared out everything in here. Make sure you guys do as well. You don't want to be mining to someone else's wallet. So we're going to go ahead and get this configured. So for today, and I've actually been mining to via BTC for some time now. I actually got the recommendation from Red Panda Mining, and I've been really happy with it. So over on via BTC, let's go ahead and get ourselves set up on KASPA. And one of the nice things is on via BTC is that the stratum is the same for everything. So at the very bottom here, it shows you the KASPA stratum. This stratum is for every single one of the coins that they go ahead and support. So it makes it really, really easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that. We're going to go back over to the interface. We'll paste it right in. And then the miner is actually kind of convenient. You don't even put in your KASPA wallet address. You just put your account name. So for me, it's the hobbyist miner and then .worker ID. So we'll paste that in here. I'm going to get rid of worker ID and I'm just going to put KS2, and then password, you just put an X. Now, before you're concerned or anything, you actually mine directly to via BTC, and then you set up an auto withdrawal address to your KASPA wallet. So just kind of something convenient. It actually works out really, really well. There's a bunch of other features I'll show you guys in a minute as to why I've used via BTC for a number of my ASICs here in just a second. So let's save this. All right, awesome. And I always like to restart my ASICs after I apply the pool settings. So we're going to go ahead and hit restart. And we'll go ahead and give it some time to get up and running. All right, so while we wait for everything to get connected and start hashing away, I thought I'd show you guys a little bit more of some of the features on via BTC, because I've really, really liked their pool. So in the upper left-hand corner, you can click the drop down and you can look at all their different assets. For Bitcoin, they do have smart mining. Take a closer look at that. You can actually get everything, your Bitcoin converted between BTC and BCH based off of profitability. It's really, really cool. Take a closer look on their pool. They also have a number of other coins that they do offer. ETC I've actually really, really liked. I can put my E9s on these on their Ethereum Classic pool, and then they actually will do the conversion to Bitcoin, which is really convenient. I know a lot of you guys like to do that. This is another option than some of the other pools out there. Something else that really caught my eye, CKB. Some of you guys that run your K9s, you do have an option to come over here and you can not only, put your K9 on here for CKB, but there are some conversion and auto swap options. I'll show that to you in just a second because that caught my eye. And then finally, this one was really rare and odd to me, but I'll take it as Handshake. I still have my Handshake box, my gold shell Handshake box. And I do have it up and running, and this has worked out really, really well. There aren't a lot of pools out there left for Handshake, so I'm really pleased to see that. All right, so earlier I mentioned about how you mine directly to via BTC, and then you have a lot of options, a lot of tools available to you. So if you go up to assets at the top of via BTC, and we got time to kill, so I'm just kind of waiting here until everything gets up and running. So when you come in here, you can see all your assets available that we just looked at, as well as USDT. And the reason that I point that out is because what you do is you mine everything here, and then you have the ability to do auto withdrawal settings. So on the right hand side, you can click auto withdrawal settings, and then you can come in and set all your auto withdrawals, which is really convenient. Or you could set it just to stack on the pool. It doesn't need to withdraw to an outside address. Now, some things that are very different about this pool, which I've really appreciated, is the convert option. So you can do a few things here, and I think this is why this was actually one of the recommendations talking with Red Panda Mining as to why he was so attracted to this pool, is you can convert in some of the coins to Bitcoin, some of the coins to Bitcoin to USDT, or just USDT. It really depends. You have to select it. So let me show you real quick. So if I came in here, and let's talk about Ethereum Classic here. So I could come in, go to settings, and then under ETC, you can click the drop down. I could get my Ethereum Classic paid out in USDT or Bitcoin. So you can kind of go through and set this. So like you could take your 𝐂𝐫𝐲𝐻, you could turn this on here, and it pays out in USDT or Bitcoin. So if you have your K9, I know, like I've talked with DJ Mines before, he has his K9 and he's got a massive bag. He may want to be like, all right, I'm satisfied with where we are with my bag. I want to go ahead and get paid out in Bitcoin moving forward. You could mine right to via BTC and get paid out in Bitcoin or USDT, which I really like. I've slowly started mining more and more to USDT, and I've been using some of that to do some spec coin purchases, to be honest with you, which works out very, very nicely. Now, they also have a converter at the top. So if you wanted to, you could come in and you can actually deposit. Let me go back here. And you could send coin to via BTC at the top here. And then you could convert it to some of these other options. So you can select the coin you want, and then you can convert it right here on their pool, which is really, really nice and gives you lots of opportunity. So there's definitely some advantages to via BTC. It's not just a pool. They've actually created this entire ecosystem and conversion system and auto withdrawal, and it's kind of nice, to be honest with you. It is nice to have almost one pool that has a majority of the coins out there that I'm mining. All right, we've been up and running for 30 minutes. I thought we'd go ahead and do a sound check and a watt check. This thing is definitely a lot quieter than what it first was when we booted it up. Check this out. Like 60. That's crazy. In the back, 58, 59. Yeah, most of the sound is actually coming, that whine noise is coming from right here, the power supply. But yeah, that's actually a lot quieter than I expected. Let me come back here. Dang, it is a lot quieter than I expected. If that power supply fan was quieter, like swapped out, this thing would be so, oh my word, that's crazy. All right, let's take a look at our watts. As I said, we've been up and running for 30 minutes. Watts at the wall, currently right now, 1,246. And this is on a 30 amp, 240 volt. All right, we've been up and running on via BTC now for about 50 minutes and no rejected shares. Things are looking great. Our 30-minute hash rate is about 2,038. Reminder, we are running on the stock firmware. We haven't modified anything at all. Jumping over to My New ASIC, let's take a little closer look here. So my electric rate, where this is at 5 cents currently right now. And the KS2 is listed number 6 in the top profitable ASIC miners out there, earning 341 KASPA per day, which puts us at about $42.99 with a payback time of 3 months and 2 days. Let's take a little bit closer of a look here and see what the breakdown is. $44.48 a day in income. Electric's about $1.44, and our profit is $43.04. Now, if you're looking at running this at higher electric rates, I'd consider it. So if I come in here and I change this to 20 cents, the numbers change pretty significantly. Your income per day stays the same, 44, but your electricity goes up to $5.76. But guys, you're still making $38 a day on this ASIC, which is awesome. So this does give people the ability with higher electric rates to run this from home, especially with the unit being significantly quieter. It's not as hot, it's not giving off as much heat, and you do make a really, really good profit off of this unit. If we jump over to what to mine and want to put in some of our exact calculations that we're seeing. So I put in our hash rate for 2 terahash. The power I put at 1,246. Mine the ASIC, bases it off of the manufacturer detail. And I did put our 5 cents in there. And if we go ahead and refresh this page here, we could see we're making $41.38 a day walking away as our profit. Our electric rate is about $1.50. All right, so the KS2, I am thrilled that we got everything up and running. Huge shout out to T-Swift once again for helping me out. I really do appreciate it. Other than that, guys, if you're interested in purchasing one of these, I may actually buy another one or even a KS1. I'm not sure yet. I'm considering it. I'm not going to lie. Now that I'm starting to get some of this profit per day, it's pretty nutty. If you guys want details to go over and contact T-Swift, I'll put his info directly down below. I have had nothing but a great experience working with him. So use me as a referral. Let them know the Hobbyist Miner sent them over. Maybe you'll get a little bit better of a discount. Well, it's going to wrap things up for today, guys. I'll leave links directly down below. Once again, not only to T-Swift, but also to BTC if you guys would like to go ahead and mine to that pool. I've had a great experience over there. Maybe you will as well. Well, if you guys enjoyed today's video and you want to be notified on my next KASPA video, go ahead and click that bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.